And I'm Mark.
We're the doctor and the chef.
And today we're going to show you how easy it is to make a corn chowder with fire-roasted tomatoes using less than 7 ingredients, and they're all organic.
Yeah, so we're highlighting corn, and it's one of the foods that you want to make sure is organic.
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of GMO corn, so it's important for us to focus on organic and stay away from GMOs when we can.
Yeah, and corn also has lots of beta carotene in it, as you might know, which just helps us to make vitamin A, and that's going to help our immune system protect us. So just a great food to have anytime.
Cool, yeah, usually I wear my Darth Vader mask when I talk about GMOs, but I'll spare you that today. And these ingredients are all prepped up, so I have some water. You could use water or veggie stock in the pot. I'm gonna be adding onion, celery, and garlic, and some corn as our main ingredient. So let's head on over to the stove. Cool, so what we're doing is we're adding onion, celery, and garlic now, which is gonna create the base of our soup. And like I mentioned, I have water in here, but you can use veggie stock. And now I'm adding corn, and we're gonna be blending some of the corn, and some of the corn is gonna be added whole. So with this, you can look at it, what I like to call a template recipe, where one recipe you can unlock to actually create hundreds or thousands. So you can replace this corn with actually any vegetable of your choosing. So I like doing asparagus, broccoli, zucchini. You can just rotate through different veggies. This is gonna cook for a few minutes now, about 10 minutes, until the onions are translucent and the corn is cooked through some more. Now that it's been cooked for the length of time necessary, what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer this to a blender, and you want to do this carefully. And then we're going to blend it with cashews, which you can have either raw or toasted or roasted. And then those cashews, you could change them up with other nuts or seeds. So I like using macadamia nuts is a good choice. You can use Brazil nuts. And each nut that you change it up with is going to change the flavor profile of the dish. So that's going to go in here. We're going to be returning this to the soup, to the pot. So I'm going to keep that on low. Add our cashews. And then this is something you want to do really carefully. You could actually, if you want to wait until the soup cools down before you do that, you could. You want to make sure if you're using a good blender like a Vitamix, you want to make sure it's on the lowest setting before you blend. And then if you want extra protection, you could put a cloth up here. Generally this does nothing, but it's psychological, so it helps you feel there's some barrier. We're going to turn this on. Wonderful. This now is going to go back into the pot. Nice and creamy. Beautiful. Now that the soup is blended, I'm going to be adding our fire-roasted tomatoes. And this is a canned variety. If you want to make your own fire-roasted tomatoes, you could simply take Roma tomatoes are good for that. You could lightly coat them with some olive oil and then put them over a grill or a barbecue, and that'll give a nice charred effect to them. This now we're adding the remainder of the corn, which is going to give us some texture. And then salt and pepper to taste. Those of you that like it a little spicier, you could add some crushed red pepper flakes or cayenne. And then we're going to be adding some dill. And so the dill you can replace with other fresh herbs as well, like basil, cilantro. There you have our soup. We'll plate this up for you in just a second.
Okay, so here's our soup, and you can see how lovely the colors look together. And just again about the ingredients. So the garlic and the onions and the tomatoes, and actually the dill too, they all are adding to the immune benefits of this, right? So just a quick tidbit about dill is it's a natural antihistamine. So you can kind of get the aromatics, we're smelling it here, and that is actually helping as an actual antihistamine. So it's really good in summer and spring and any time where you're getting some allergies. And then a quick thing about celery, we also had celery in here. Celery as well as corn have silica, the mineral silica in them. And silica is important in healing our tissues. So healing muscles and skin and bones. And so you can think about for healing your bones and also skin health, healthy skin. Celery also has potassium in it, so it adds a little bit of saltiness. So it tastes salty, yet it actually can lower your blood pressure. So just some little information about those choices that we have, and it's a template recipe, so there's many ways that you can have different flavors and also different health benefits.
Oh, and you saw how simple and easy it was, so thank you. Enjoyed this soup, and thanks to Natural Grocers and all organic all the way.